So, the X-E5 is here. Let's talk about it. What up, good people? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone is doing well out there. Now, I'm gonna make this quick because I just started my lunch break and I only have an hour to record this. So Fuji announced the Fuji X-E5 today. They did an announcement late last night or early this morning. I don't know what time it was for you, but it was 2 a.m. for me, and yes, I was sleepy. But yes, Fujifilm announced the X-E5, and quite honestly, I think it looks like another dope camera from Fuji, y'all. You know, it has a lot of really cool features. It has that 40 megapixel sensor. It has IBIS. It has the updated film simulation dial. It has some other really cool features associated with it. And it comes in that nice, stylish rangefinder style body. And so I definitely think it is another winner from Fujifilm. But I gotta be honest with y'all. This most recent X-E5 announcement kind of got me to thinking about the Fujifilm brand, their strategy, and who the X-E5 is really for. One thing I've noticed that Fujifilm has become really good at reusing parts and components and putting them in different cameras. The same specs that are in the Fuji X-E5 are very similar to the specs in the X100VI, the Fuji X-T5, and the Fuji X-T50. Fuji has been really good at just reusing a lot of their parts, putting them in different cameras for a couple of reasons. One, because every time they release a camera, it sells out, and so people need to get their hands on the same specs, but maybe just in a different body. But then two, it's kind of like you pick your poison, pick your body style, so to speak. Do you want a smaller camera? Do you want a larger camera? Do you want a rangefinder body? Do you want an SLR type body? It's your choice. But I will say, it is interesting to see the brand perception with Fujifilm and how people are very receptive to them reusing parts in different camera bodies. But brands like Sony don't really get as much of a pass. With their recent FX2, they basically reused the same sensor from the A7 IV, the A7C II, and people weren't too happy about it. So I think it's interesting that Fuji can do it, but Sony can't. I'm just saying, it's interesting. But getting back into the conversation of just about all the different versions of Fujifilm cameras that have the same specs, the X-E5 and the X-T50 I have here are basically 99% the same. They have all the same specs. They have the same 40 megapixel sensor, same IBIS, they use the same battery, they're both very compact, they're both smaller than the X100VI, they're both interchangeable lens cameras, they both have the digital teleconverter with that 40 megapixel sensor, they both have the Fuji film simulation dial, and they both have the tilt screen. They both have the same video features, and when we're talking about shooting and image quality, they both have some of the same drawbacks. But there is that 1% difference that differentiates the X-E5 from the X-T50. For instance, the X-E5 has an updated film simulation dial, so you can now add custom recipes directly to the film simulation dial. Though for me as an X-T50 owner, that's not that big of a deal because I do still have my custom settings, and it allows me to have 7 custom recipes versus 3. Additionally, the X-E5 does have the tilt screen, but that tilt screen also flips up, so you can turn the camera around and use it as a selfie screen, or if you wanted to vlog with it, you can do that as well. I wish the X-T50 had that flip up screen, I'm not gonna lie. And so yeah, those are the main things that the X-E5 has over the X-T50. But the X-T50 also has some stuff over the X-E5. For instance, built-in flash. That is so useful for low light photography, just having a built-in flash that you can just pop up anytime. And yeah, the X-T50 has it, the X-E5 doesn't. Additionally, I think the placement of the film simulation dial is better on the X-T50 because from what I saw on the X-E5 and just watching some other videos like Petapixels, you can't really change the film simulations if you have your eye up to the EVF. And it seems like you would mostly have to use that dial with your right hand versus your left hand, which is weird because the dial is more on the left side of the camera, you know? And then another major thing that's different between the X-E5 and the X-T50 here is the price. At the time of this recording, the X-T50 is coming in around $13.99 body only, but the Fuji X-E5 is coming in at $16.99 body only. And that's not really Fuji's fault, that's more to do with the tariffs and the state of the world right now. But yeah, those are really the main differences between these two cameras. So then when it comes to talking about who this camera is actually for, what does it really come down to? Really, it's more aesthetics, style, and feel. Just watching some of the videos, someone did say that Fujifilm seems to be really focusing more on experience and style over specs and features. It's giving you great specs and features, but in putting them in different body styles, they're really trying to focus on the overall experience and style of their cameras. The X-E5 is one of Fujifilm's most popular lines, and it's because it does have that rangefinder body style in a smaller package than the X100 line. And so if you're just die-hard rangefinder body body style, die-hard compact camera, then the X-E5 is probably gonna be for you. That's probably gonna be the one you go for. But if you're like me and you don't really care about body style as much, I'm just as happy with the X-T50. I do not mind the SLR body style. It does still look stylish to me, especially with this nice little skin I got up on here. If you're really up for that rangefinder body style, if you really just prefer the rangefinder experience over the SLR experience, that's why the X-E5 might be for you. Also, and this is more of a superficial reason, but it is still valid and I totally get it, but the X-E5 has a lot more clout to it. It's up there with the X100 series as, you know, just being a camera that people know about, that people love, that has a lot of clout, a lot of popularity, and some people just want to be part of the crowd. And so I fully get that. I fully understand that. It's like in the shoe game, everybody wants the Jordans, you know, that's just what it is. You know, I get it. So, you know, that might be another reason it might be for you. But if you don't care about either one of those things and you want to save a little bit of money, I would highly recommend the Fuji X-T50. You can get it right now. It's not sold out or anything. And like I said, it has 99% of the same features as the Fuji X-E5. But if you want to wait for the X-E5 or if you want to pre-order the X-E5, go for it. You know, it's your money. It's going to be your camera. It's going to be you using it. It's going to be the camera that inspires you to get out and shoot. And so I encourage you just to get what you want by all means. And regardless of if you use the X-T50, the X-E5, the X-M5, I love this little camera. I encourage you just to go out and enjoy your camera. Learn the ins and outs of it, every single feature, what it does, in order to come out with the best quality images, the best quality videos that you can possibly get to really tell your story and exercise your creativity. But that's pretty much all I got to say about the Fuji X-E5. I should also mention that Fujifilm announced the 23mm f2.8 WR lens. I did pre-order that one because, let's be honest, I can't resist a good pancake lens. And so I'm excited to get that and test it out and kind of pit it against these two pancake lenses, along with the Viltrox 28mm lens I featured in a previous video. But that's about all I got, y'all. You know, I really enjoyed the Fujifilm announcements. You know, I think the X-E5 is a definite winner. May not be for me because I already have the X-T50, but I know it's gonna be super popular. I think the 23mm f2.8 is gonna be a fun little pancake lens, especially with my X-T50 and my X-M5. But with all that said, those are my thoughts, and I need to go ahead and run and get lunch. So if you like this video, go ahead and drop it a like. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell to stay informed on future content. And until next time, y'all, I will catch y'all later.